Welcome back to the final part of Spyro Reignited. And we have Twilight Harbor, where everyone uses goo guns instead of machine guns, which is what we all wanted them to
Gatling goo.
have. It's not the same.
I mean, it's people. I think people blow it out of proportion. It doesn't ruin it, and when this inevitably gets ported to PC, people will just mod in guns anyway.
The guns at least still look like guns, you know.
No, they don't.
Wait, they don't?
Well, I think you can like see. I don't know. I have to look at them again. I feel like you can tell that they're goop. Yeah.
Oh no, that
is not.
Look like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Nerf.
It is a straight up Nerf gun that shoots
Nickelodeon
Splatoon
Nerf.
ink. It's Splatoon. It's a Splatoon gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, Ted's the heavy Gatling guy of the Splatoon.
Splatlings are so much fun. Goddamn, I love Splatoon. It's so good.
They're too slow.
I think people blow it out of proportion how much the lack of guns ruins this, because people like the hardcore traditionalists are like mad.
Wow, a cartoon
Despite how many
dragon.
creative liberties are taken in this game, period.
A cartoon dragon that is platforming around and collecting gems, but no, we can't have a level with cartoonish ooze guns. It has to be real guns.
Well, my only thing is, like, again, in Crash Insane, Pinstripe still has his Tommy gun, because that would have been insane if they got rid of it.
I guess I think for Pinstripe, though, because he's doing, like,
I don't think anyone
the
really
gangster
takes...
kind of aesthetic, it would have looked weird.
Well, sure, but this still looks weird.
I think
even without the president of the original, it looks weird. Sorry, Lewis.
I also don't think anyone really looks at your Chicago typewriter type gangster flick gun and really associates it too terribly much with the modern firearms, because they kind of just have that old movie feel to them.
It's just weird going from bullets to giant purple blobs. I don't think it's a big deal at the end of the day. I would have preferred a gun, just because it's a traditionalist, but it's whatever.
Oh, so this is one of those things where they changed it from
you said
something.
rescuing, not releasing. That's another change.
It's also funny, though, because, like, people flip their shit when other cartoony mascot platformers actually add guns in.
Yeah, but they don't really get upset. They're just like, holy shit, is that a gun? You know?
Oh, I got plenty of upsetness from people's reactions to Shadow the Hedgehog, just saying.
Oh, okay. Well, Shadow the Hedgehog is its own instance. I think was that a jump cut? Did Ryan die and cut past the death? No. Okay.
No, it's a bit of stuttering.
It's like the camera jerks forward when it starts doing the weird motion lines.
I mean, to be fair, these guys have a knife, which, is a little weird for this kind of game. It's just like, oh yeah, they have...
They just changed the knife to shoot pink blobs.
Yeah, oh no, they just have the knife glow purple.
All the guns in this game haven't been replaced by walkie-talkies.
Actually, that would have been fine. I think that would have matched the aesthetic.
What, shooting you with a
More so than
walkie-talkies.
Splatoon guns.
But
they need to coordinate, because the Gnorks at the end are just on their work, like, oh god, he's coming!
But then what would they shoot?
They have the little TNT barrels.
So,
Yeah,
it must not have been that big of a controversy, though, because this commentary is literally the first time I'm hearing of it.
No.
But were you actively looking for it is the real question.
People just randomly ask me on Twitter what I think of controversies all the time. It's like, I don't care. Why do you think I have an opinion on this? Just
I live in a country of controversy.
We live in a society.
it's like, it's like someone will poke me on Twitter and ask me what I think of this controversy about this game or other, and it's like, unless it's one of the like 2 or 3 games that I'm actually paying attention to at the moment, odds are when you do that, it's the first I've heard of it. So I tend to hear about these things.
I think it's just more of a
not.
meme in this case, because like I'm sure we've all heard of the Pokemon Sword, Pokemon Shield, Pokemon Gun thing that actually got printed in a.
And then the Spanish publication actually used that logo for the 3rd version.
Yeah, that's. So I think it's just more of a meme in that kind of case, because it's just like a gun is just kind of one of those things. Like you'll see pictures of Kirby holding a gun, and
Kirby's fucking pissed.
Well, I always
That's
see Kirby
actually
holding a
happened in
knife.
the anime.
Wait.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he has the Gatling gun in the anime.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kirby can have a Gatling gun, but Spyro can't. Just saying.
Let Kirby say fuck.
Man, those Nintendo privileges really are apparent.
Kirby's a good boy who did nothing wrong.
I don't know. I don't trust a guy that just fires a Gatling gun all over the place.
And you play Resident Evil, John, so...
Yeah,
But you know,
because they're cops.
The zombies did nothing wrong.
speaking of replacing
Yeah.
guns with Gatling goop or whatever, there is one point to be made in defense of it, and that is that the Gatling goop is actually visually more interesting in this case.
Yeah.
Well, it's easier to dodge because it contrasts.
Yeah, that's the
more
thing.
with,
Like in the original, it was also a pain to dodge. So that's probably part of it.
I would say to a certain extent, because if I see something shooting purple goop, I don't immediately think it's threatening.
They're
Like I think color is.
Well, sure,
everything.
but this
I
is
think-
a game where everything is out to get you.
not to mention that they're holding giant pink goop guns.
I
and
was
stuff,
just,
and they're the bad guys you've been fighting the entire time. Are they suddenly going to start shooting rainbows at you?
I was just.
now?
I just think like the color of the goop. I think if it was like red or maybe.
Well, then
like,
they'd be
I don't
shooting
know.
blood. That's gross.
no,
not
they'd be
the same
shooting
color as Spyro.
paintballs. Excuse you, but you know,
It should have been green because at this it's the same color as Spyro.
my point is, it just looks more interesting. It adds more color. It's visually more fitting,
Sure.
I suppose. It's
I disagree.
But the thing
Because
is also is in the original there was a good sense of threat because again you're finally approaching Nasty and he has his full army ready to legit kill you. And that element is lost when it's goo
I
guns,
suppose,
and then
yeah.
it just becomes another level, as opposed to the final stretch.
I don't know. These guys are
It's all
assholes,
an
though. They're hard to
interpretation.
kill.
Yeah, that's all just an interpretation.
They're also like mining the purple goop out of the level with like
Yeah,
that
that's true.
squishy thing right there. I don't know.
Now, are those new assets for?
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
90% of the
Specifically?
game is new assets.
Okay. 'Cause I wasn't sure if the original level had
No, I
like,
don't
the
think
mining
so.
purple goop.
I want to say there's also a skill point in this level that is so arbitrary. They just like hide 5 cogs in it, and you have to find them and inflame them. It's a very arbitrary extra thing they added on top of the rest of the game.
Probably have run out of time.
Yeah.
There's some where it's just like burn a flower, and you're like,
Yeah.
okay.
That was
Got friggin'
Got
sniped.
it.
oh, off screen.
Glue guns aren't threatening, they said.
Well, Sparks wasn't there taking the shots for me.
Hey, I still want to get it. I still wouldn't want to get hit in the eye with a paintball gun.
Oh, have you actually gone and played actual paintball?
no.
Played
I've
with
done
BB
it
guns.
once, and those things hurt when you
Yeah.
get hit by them.
Yeah.
Also, don't
point
bring
proven.
any clothes you care about because they're ruined at the end of the day. Also, wear a mask because if that thing hits you in the face, you will be blind. Like
That's what Spyro needed was a mask.
Yeah. Just
Oh,
the
but-
mask. Everything else is fine.
Believe it or
I thought you were
not,
gonna say that Spyro needed to go blind, and I was like, what?
believe it or not, paintball
Well,
is
to unlock his inner potential. Yes.
paintball is just at its core a way for people who want to learn how to shoot guns good to learn how to shoot guns good. So, you know, it's all fun and
mean-
games, but it's also training.
Yeah, I mean it's fun. Don't get me wrong, it's fun to do, but I've done it once and I don't need to do it again because it hurts. Like it's like somebody like actually it feels kind of like somebody punching you when you get hit, I guess is the thing. Like not hard, not like Rocky Balboa is punching you in the face. But you know, it's like if somebody's doing like the haha good job champ and they hit you just a little bit too hard. It's kind of like that, but you get hit a number of times and after like 3 hours you start to get sore, you know?
That's incentive not to get hit, isn't it?
But now you can't play paintball now because you just tap into Splatoon. You start aiming at the ground. I was like, tell me what you're doing.
But if I run over the paint and then jump, I'll go farther.
Yes.
No.
It sounds like that'll be the universal attraction for Splatoon.
I wouldn't want to be the janitor of that place. Holy shit.
Dude, I'm gonna spend so
All
much
the
money.
all the
to
janitors
go.
of the place get equipped with floods to clean up.
They just doused the entire arena in water.
That would be amazing. It's like a Splatoon park, and then the janitors have flood, and they go into hover pack mode to clean up the mess.
But they're still janitors, so they look like they always hate their jobs. So there's these sad-looking older
Yeah.
guys in
But
with flood
they're
packs and
probably
stuff.
getting paid. They're probably getting paid a premium. So I think they can afford to look.
And now it's
miserable.
time to confront Guh-Nasty Gnork.
Yep.
You see, you guys had to bring up the stupid Nintendo World. It doesn't come until Japan until next year, and who knows when the hell we get it in the States. And I'm sad because I want to go there really, really badly.
I'm gonna go to Japan for it.
You're gonna. I wish I could. If I could afford it, I would. But
Dude,
I would
Japan
wait
is less
till-
expensive than you probably think it is.
if I were
Yeah, but
still
at the
a
same
good
time,
couple $1,000s that I don't have.
Sure, but it's less than you would think.
if I were
Also, the other thing is, Anthony, I would wait until after the 2020 Olympics.
Oh yeah, no, God no.
if I were going for Japan, I would sooner actually go for the 2020 Olympics than for a goddamn theme park. I'm sorry, I don't really see the appeal.
Nintendo.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
don't
and
get
you
it.
know what?
Also, we're not getting it for like another 2
You
or
know
3
what?
years, so yeah, I'd take advantage of it.
You know what I'm a bigger fan of than Nintendo? Harry Potter, and I don't get the appeal of a Harry Potter theme park either.
Have you ridden Dueling Dragons
As
before
someone
they took
who's
that down?
They took down Dueling Dragons? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, I hate Harry
As
Potter.
someone who's
But
actually been
that's-
to the
that's-
Harry Potter world in
What-
Universal, Lewis,
What
I
is
think you need to
what
show
is
up.
the actual thing that you're talking about right now? That they
A roller coaster.
It's a roller coaster.
I
They
hate
took down.
roller
It was like the
coasters.
greatest roller coaster. Oh.
Dude, it was
Okay,
so
until
cool
you have
though.
a
There were
frozen
2
butter
roller
beer, then you don't know.
coasters that like intertwined between each other. Was awesome.
Yeah.
I waited
they
like
took it down.
It was the best ride in the place.
I waited like 3 hours in order to get the front row seat because it's just way better if you do that, and
Yeah.
it was worth it. It was so.
I
good.
don't like
Did they-
roller coasters, so
Well,
appeal lost.
So the frozen butter beer is all you need.
But you know,
That
you-
justifies the entire
You
trip.
can get Harry Potter snacks by going to your local Barnes
No,
and
no, no,
fucking
no, no.
Noble.
John didn't do it when he went. It was a big mistake. The frozen butter beer there is the best.
Uh-huh.
Did they
my
replace
bag
the
in the
Dueling
locker.
Dragons with a different
Did you
ride?
really?
No. Well, it was like I didn't want to carry too much
Oh,
shit.
okay.
Okay.
I was already buying my mom an expensive as fuck robe.
Butter or
And a
freaking
wand.
Harry Potter robe?
Yeah, of course. My mom was a huge Harry Potter fan, like gargantuan Harry Potter fan.
Okay.
Time for the fight.
Hi, Guh-Nasty.
fight.
How you
Worst part of the
doing?
game.
Or you could run.
Yeah, this is still pretty lame.
There's no amount. They couldn't save this. This is one of the things that they couldn't, because that's what this boss is.
I mean, do you think that people would have gotten mad if they had changed it completely to make it
Probably.
not?
I mean,
lame?
yeah, like Crash 2's final boss still sucks, but that's just because it always did.
Truth.
Wasn't that the one that was in space and you were on the rocket?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
It takes only like 20 seconds to beat.
At least that's a fight, though. Like, this
Yeah,
guy's-
this could have used a cutscene at the very least.
Yeah, it's a fight against the jetpack.
Yeah.
I think what Ted meant is that you are physically striking Cortex.
You
while
are
you're
here
chasing.
too, but it's just not.
It's
good.
just like he's this big ominous figure with a giant mallet, and he doesn't even swing it at you. He just is like,
Yeah,
run
runs
away.
away.
This
He
could have
doesn't
used a
even run.
cutscene.
He swiftly
He barely
jogs.
jogs.
He power
Yeah.
walks away. All right.
Checks his pulse every once in a while.
Just stops and just gets the sweat off his head.
Fuck.
Yeah, I think the combat was a major reason that they switched from Spyro to Ratchet and Clank eventually.
Yeah,
Yep.
for sure. There is a skill point in this level for doing the lap 3 times, I think.
What?
I think there's a skill point in the nasty level here where you have to do the lap where you're chasing him, I think 3 times, and I think they get you a skill point.
Huh.
So wait, you get a skill point for
Being unskilled.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's weird.
there you go. He's toast.
That's it.
Ooh,
He's made of prime numbers.
that's why you gotta practice break falling with your goddamn weapons. Because if you fall and hurt yourself with your weapon, that could be bad.
This cutscene is so different than the original.
Almost forgot about you guys. What about
So what was?
We've been
Yeah,
we've been
no,
sitting,
because he
we've
was already because he was wearing. Oh God, I fucked that sheet. Yeah, because wasn't it in the original like he was wearing sunglasses?
No,
on
that's
that
the
show?
next. There's one more cutscene.
yeah, that's
Oh,
the
okay,
100%
okay.
cutscene.
What will you do next?
Murder a sheep.
I'd say the sky's the limit.
For 2 more games anyway.
I'd say buy Skylanders.
Oh no.
I had no idea why Ratchet and Clank had a gun like the Sheepinator until I realized that it was made by the same people who did Spyro.
Yeah. No sheep were harmed in the making of this game.
Well, that's because they weren't sheep. They were originally people. Now they're sheep. But, you know, if they weren't originally sheep, you don't have to list them as sheep harmed in your credits.
Would you stop moving around so much, dude?
Come back when you have reached 100%.
At 100%.
It's very weird that they made. It was in the original too. They had that dragon being the final dragon, as opposed to the first
Like,
dragon in the game.
Yeah.
It should have been. I forget the name of the first dragon. Was it Delbin? No, the first dragon. It should have been that one. This is weird.
Guh-Nasty's loot? This is a post
Yep, bonus level.
Post-boss.
I love
This is a
level,
great
though.
bonus for completing the game.
You just gotta steal all his crap. Which, you
Yeah,
know,
it's cool. A lot of rewards for platformers seem to underutilize the potential of what you can get. Like they never really reward you for a good 100% completion. I feel like this is good. This is really cool.
Yeah.
You can-
You also get you get a free from the flying level.
Yeah,
Ah,
and
I
it did
like
the same
the-
in Spyro 3, which was cool.
I like the flying when you can just use it to explore a lot more than the specific flying
Raceways.
levels. Yeah, the raceways. Although this level is like all based around chasing those guys, and I hate them. So you know, maybe this level sucks 0 out of 10.
It's therapeutic because you just get to flame them. That's the whole level.
Yeah, but
Oh,
they
you
laugh
hate
at
them?
you.
You're a 4 to kill. It would have been nice if they at least made the dragon eggs give you something.
No, they're just a
By World 5,
World
you just
transit.
forget that you collected them in the first place.
yeah. They just kind of exist to be collectibles.
Yeah.
That is a thing to be. Okay, so there's a thing to
Yeah,
have them go up,
and I
basically.
would have hoped they would have added something. Like it's such a tease because in the remake, the first world, they added that giant door behind you when you first start. Everyone assumed that would have been used for something, but
No, just
Negative.
there.
I think
Oh, man.
it actually
More conspiracies.
can be opened if you're like at like past 100%, like 100.
no, there's nothing there. It sucks. Like I was really hoping.
That we know.
Yeah, there could be DLC. Took them a while to
No,
announce
no. I
Crash
mean,
DLC.
it's like maybe there's some sort of secret code that we don't know about yet.
Where's Boundary Break when
You know,
we
it's like he has like bound. Was it fucking stop and swap?
I
Oh, yeah.
from
could have
Banjo.
swore I looked it up like
Yeah.
when I first started playing the remake, and I was like, "What's the store for?" And they're like,
Nothing.
You have to turn your game upside down and then use a ice
On a
stone
Tuesday.
on Spyro, and he will evolve into Peekaboo, and then you can
Oh,
go
man.
through the door.
"Huh."
But you guys brought up Crash. When did the Stormy Ascent level become active? Like
I want to say like
Well,
a year
well,
afterwards.
a full year? Like
No,
I
no,
felt like
it's-
it
No,
was-
not a year.
Storm-
Not a year. No. It
No,
was a few
I
months.
remember
it was future tense was a year because that came out
let
with the
me
Switch
check.
version.
Stormy Ascent was while I was recording the game, which wasn't long after it came out. So you know, a month or
Yeah.
two.
Okay, so
but
yeah, the new
future-
level
but
was
the
then
future tense
like
was
around a year after.
Yeah, but Future
Okay.
Tense was a brand new level, so I mean, it used existing assets,
it-
but it was a new level.
And future tense wasn't based off of a
No.
cut level like Stormy
No.
Ascent was.
No, that was brand new.
As we're aware, I don't know. Didn't really follow.
Are there
behind the
any
scenes
like
Crash 3
cut
production.
Oh yeah,
worlds
man.
that we know
Stormy
of
Ascent was
in
only like a month
Spyro?
after. I was way off.
There was a couple of things that they didn't end up using for Crash 1, but whether they'll ever do anything with them now, it leaves to be, remains to be seen.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Like-
for Spyro, are there any known cut levels or something? That
I don't
No. I mean, well, it'll end up being talked about during Spyro 2. There was always a rumored fourth hub world, but that was actually debunked. Spyro is not really a franchise that has unused ideas.
Is there a Spyro Twin Sanity? Like in terms of content?
No. I mean, Enter the Dragonfly always had small content.
Yeah.
So there was nothing cut from
as,
that.
as far as game development goes, there's always cut content, but
Nothing that's... Yeah, but
Right.
nothing super notable.
yeah.
Like, people have gone through beta files to look for level names and stuff, and Everything matches up. It's just nothing was really ever cut from Spyro besides like a couple UI and sound effect changes.
And even then, I'm sure nowadays, especially, it's way easier to get in contact with developers and staff of those games and just ask them straight up. It's like, was there ever an intention for this? And they'll probably say no.
Well, I suppose it makes sense, because if they were running out of ideas for Spyro by game 3, that would imply that they didn't have much that they could.
See, like I actually heard that theory was debunked as well.
Not
wow,
necessarily.
The idea that they moved to Ratchet because they couldn't think of it because Spyro didn't have hands. Apparently, that was debunked by the creators. They just wanted to move on in general.
All right.
That's what I had heard. I could be wrong. Everything gets spread if it's on the internet.
Basically the same reason why Naughty Dog left.
Yeah,
Crash,
yeah. That's why Jak and
Crash,
Daxter just felt like an open world
but Crash
Crash
had
game,
it.
and Ratchet and Clank has very
Crash had
similar
hands,
Spyro
though.
vibes.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's why also you go right to Spyro 2, and the gameplay has changed up dramatically, being more mission based than just this sandbox idea.
Oh, so Insomniac only developed the first Spyro.
No, they did all
did the
three,
first three.
Is that what,
but
did
they
all three?
really
Okay.
changed up Spyro 2 and 3.
Yeah, they probably just were getting bored of what, the first game's kind of structure was like, so they wanted to do new
Realistically,
things.
the first game is pretty boring. But the Reignited remake added so much visual flair to it, like with all the unique dragons and a ton of new changes to the levels that it made it more satisfying to play through. The original is pretty boring.
Honestly, like I liked. I know that this is something that gets brought up from time to time, but I found myself enjoying Spyro 1 more than Spyro 2, and I had a hard time kind of explaining why, other than I just was having more fun. It might have had something to do with playing both games right next to each other. Because maybe if I had taken a break, because that's kind of what happened with Spyro 3, is I tried to jump into Spyro 3 immediately after Spyro 2, and I was like, nah, I'm good.
I know 3 is a
I'm tired.
significantly longer game than even 2.
But I didn't even get that far in 3 is the thing, though. I got to, like, the skateboarding, and I was like, I'm terrible
That's level
at Tony
1.
Hawk. I know.
There was skateboarding in level 1.
I know, and I was like, I don't like Tony Hawk. I'm
fair.
good. Thanks. Okay, I shouldn't say that that's really true. I haven't played an actual Tony Hawk game since I was like 9.
Yeah, you're not even talking about the game. You're just talking
the
about
guy.
the
Well, Tony Hawk's an okay dude,
I
I'm
don't like
sure.
Tony Hawk. I was like, oh.
Like the poor, if you look at the poor guy's Twitter feed, he's been through some rough times. Nobody knows who he is, and it's sad.
Are you Tony Hawk? Yeah. Lie. What?
Oh, this room's the best room in the game, though. I love this one. The frickin' knowledge with a G makes me so happy.
How do you do, fellow kids?
I guess the idea here is that he gets a lot of love letters?
It's this secret vault of motivationals. I love this.
Look at all that purple.
So good. So good. Yeah,
Some of the
that's the
gems are
proper
floating on each
response,
other.
just the jumping in excitement.
It's like, now to leave.
Look at that number on the top left, go!
Ah, baby.
Using the
yeah.
full power of the PS4.
And you got a trophy for that insult, too.
I mean, he is a dragon, so.
I guess that's it. That's
In the
Spyro.
year 2000.
Man, do you all remember the Y2K bug? And people flipping their shit about it?
Now Spyro wears the sunglasses at night.
You see, the
So he can-
sunglasses
so he
don't
can.
completely block his eyes, so they're not as cool.
There is a cheat code that was found out months afterwards that you could have Spyro wearing sunglasses at all times.
Wait, really?
Yep,
That-
it was
that'd have
discovered months afterwards.
That'd
Oh
have been
my
a fun,
God.
that'd be a fun 100% bonus when you start a new game.
Never mind. You know what they say. For every good battle, you need
He's playing basketball with his sheep.
and I felt that Nasty, in spite of his misguided nature, was a worthy opponent.
Uh-oh.
And this never gets followed up on.
Yeah.
Just like they get zapped and it's like, fuck! And then the credits
Knew
roll.
I should have brought that hammer home.
Oh, man.